Gonzo on the restart. Weaves his way, fires and scores.
Look at attack, coming middle, trying to free himself
up, shot, score! Gets around Weed, off the bounce, shot, and a score. Wow. Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score.
Up top, Druin.
He wants a shot, and he's got it. Wow.
Meanwhile, Arbusto, one-handed shot is up and in. Got a penalty flag down.
Skip pass sets up Gabord, and it's time to pluck a chicken.
Black. Got a good one-handed scoop up.
Roy, and then he lights the lamp. Lowers that left shoulder and fires up the Cougar fans. Look at this.
Nice play.
Fake shot by Brunzik, and then he drills it on his way to the ground. Chase, extra feed, shot, score, game over. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick and Astis, Roger Howe with you. Getting set for the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinal matchup between two-time defending champion Bishop Guertin and Merrimack. The Cardinals, Tomahawks. The winner will go on to face Pinkerton on Sunday afternoon. The Astros, in a thriller, outlasted the Exeter Blue Hawks on this field earlier tonight by a final of 13-12. This is a rematch from mid-May, or early May the 5th, my mother's birthday. These two squared off, and that was a lopsided 15-2 affair in favor of Bishop Guertin. The Cardinals, of course, went undefeated against in-state competition this season and went 15-3 overall. Merrimack, led by head coach Brian Miller, a 10-5 regular season, and then the biggest win in program history came back on Saturday, a 9-8 overtime victory in the quarterfinals over next-door neighbor Bedford that put Merrimack into the semifinals for the first time ever as a 25-year-old lacrosse program. So big things from Merrimack. Can they do it again? Almost the unthinkable.
Yeah.
If they could knock off Bishop Guertin here tonight.
It would rock the lacrosse world as Bishop Guertin broached the 25 top 10 high school teams in the country this past week.
Yeah.
To have literally a infancy program in Division I, because let's go historical here, because Merrimack has only been in Division I, I think 3 years, maybe 2.
Sounds right, yeah.
When you say that this is the program's biggest win this past quarterfinal game against Bedford, it's not only their biggest win, it's their biggest win in Division I as well. Because in Division II, they never get any farther than the quarterfinals either. But they've got a tough road ahead of them, and we will see how that pans out.
All right, let's go down to the field now for the national anthem.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly. No one brings you better offers.
Well, there it is, the national anthem here at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter. Second part of our semifinal doubleheader here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction tonight with the NFHS Network. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Bishop Guertin, number 22, I believe, Roger, in that latest poll that you mentioned nationwide. Of course, they've been the staple for many years. 11 championships under head coach Chris Cameron, including the last two. In both 21 and 22, they were able to beat Exeter in the final. And again, it's Pinkerton this year awaiting the winner of this game after beating Exeter earlier tonight, 13-12. All right, Merrimack. They've built a program, so to speak. We talked with Coach Miller a few nights back, and remember, this is a club that graduated 17 seniors.
That's amazing.
A year ago, and no problem.
Yeah.
In 23, a year later, they're in the semifinals.
Yeah, indeed. And I've known Brian for a while, and his first appearance in front of the cameras on the show, he was
did well.
He was very humble. He's got a great sense of humor. He's, as I said, I've played with him, and he's always cracking jokes. But he got real serious about this team, over the last couple of years. Not that he wasn't before, but he's put a lot of time and effort with his coaching staff, Rick McKenzie and the like. And he had his guys playing hard this past season, and they deserve to be here, especially after that impressive win the other night.
Yeah, they've got couple of brothers, right? Kyle Dunn, Connor Dunn, who combined for 7 of the 9 goals you were saying off air in that quarterfinal win over Bedford.
Yeah, those two, they were everywhere. And if I had anything that was really amazing about that team that night, was just how tenacious they were. They were everywhere. And we talk about it with the BGs and the Pinkertons and the Exeters of the world. Those guys were everywhere. And Connor and Kyle, they got the thing going on with the connection, and it paid off for them.
And as you mentioned as well, Romello Hyde, number 99 in blue, a player to watch tonight, the senior defender, one of Merrimack High School's better athletes.
Yeah.
And he was a key piece defensively for the Tomahawks last weekend.
You want to tease the other division scores, or do you want to?
We're going to tease it.
All right, we're going to tease it. All
D2 and D3, by the way, their semifinals taking place elsewhere in the state tonight.
Yep,
and we'll get those scores to you coming up at halftime.
The first two legs of those semifinals are complete, and they're moving on as we are here to the second.
All right. Coach Cameron on one side, his former assistant, Brad Miller, with the New Hampshire Tomahawks on the elite circle, is on the other. Those two know each other. Oh, what did I say, Eric?
Brad.
Brad?
Yeah.
Who's Brad Miller?
I don't know.
Former NBA player.
There we go.
Brian Miller, of course. All right, here we go. This is going to be fun to watch. Paulo Vasquez, one of the state's better face-off men, is going to win this here against Merrimack's Jackson Forbes, the co-captain on his way to play for Norwich next season. All right, we're under the lights, and we're underway here in Exeter. As Bishop Guertin, the top seed overall in Division I, going to play in the yellow jerseys and green shorts tonight.
Oh,
here's a shot, Lorendo, and it doesn't take long to get the Cardinals on the board. Aiden Lorendo, the senior, on his way to Merrimack. A good one-on-one move. Able to score low, and it's 1-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, and this goalie, he's a freshman, Mason Tremblay, and he stood tall on a number of attacks by the Bulldogs the other night. Not the most mobile goalie out there, but he's going to need some help with his defense, and Merrimack needs to possess the ball.
Cardinals score just 26 seconds in. Meanwhile, a violation will give this to Merrimack. Forbes is told to slow down and back up for the restart.
Yeah, the ball got stuck in Paulo's stick, and that's an automatic whistle.
Coach Cameron not pleased. Merrimack and the Road Blues. Trent Jackson, another of these four captains who's in a little bit of trouble, and that Cardinal defense making noise here early on the turnover. Bobby Canaway III, who seemingly has played a bigger and bigger role for this team as the season has gone on. He's going to jog off the field after the clear and make way for Connor Gabord.
Yeah, he's been mostly a defensive wow.
Here's Gabord on the move. The senior on his way to Army. He's going to make that look easy. 2-0 BG with just over a minute gone by.
Yeah, as I was about to say.
Got an early timeout here. Coach Miller wants to nip this in the bud as his club is in an early hole, doesn't want it to get any deeper.
Well, here's the thing. You get to this part of the season, you get the success that they had in the quarterfinals. BG's another animal. They're just another animal, and you have got to be prepared for the speed and the tenacity of this team. And I'm sure Coach Miller is saying to these guys right now, listen, this is not the bulk of the schedule that we played this year. This is a team that you read about, and you got to be on your toes, and you can't be lackadaisical, and that was a clear example right there. The ball goes out of bounds, okay, and Kyle Dunn kind of just lets them pick the ball up and go, all right? Now, he's an attackman, I get that, but the guy takes off, and we've said this many, many times about Coach Cameron over the years. He drills into his players the quick whistle. And if they're ready to go, you're going to get the whistle because the official's going to be right there.
Yep.
And you cannot hesitate. And these are the finer points of the game, what we commonly call lacrosse IQ. And Merrimack's just got to get into it. They got to get their head going right now.
2-0. Early goals from Lorendo and Gabord if you're just joining us. Well, Merrimack hoping for their first possession. It'll be Forbes against Vasquez again. No, this is Noah Zeman.
Yeah, Noah Zeman.
It's a two-headed monster at X with both Vasquez, the sophomore, Zeman, the senior. A win, though, for Forbes there for Merrimack.
Yeah.
And the Tomahawks will see what they can do on attack for the first time with a minute and a half gone by.
Yeah, Forbes did very well the other night. I wasn't keeping track of faceoffs. I was watching goals and assists and other things, but he did very good against Dalton Roberto, and obviously that paid off for them.
Jackson being shadowed here by Noah Guerra. Sophomore defender all over him. Pass ends up on the ground. Merrimack's Kyle Dunn trying to get to it, but can't. Taken away, and a pretty good swim move there. A double swim move by Canaway. He's going to get the clear for Bishop Guertin after the Cardinal defense forces the turnover.
Oh, nice play.
Yeah, pretty good hit there. Applied by Merrimack's Colby Smith. Pass in front, set aside. It's a save for Mason Tremblay. Freshman goaltender was ready there. Ground ball still up for grabs. Romello Hyde in the mix for Merrimack. It's still loose. Hyde trying to clamp down on it. surrounded by yellow. This one bounces waist high, for it's finally corralled by Bishop Guertin's Connor Bouvier. Senior on his way to Holy Cross. Pass
Another
out
one.
front, save again.
There it is. The whistle.
Tremblay with his second here early on, and a whistle. There's a flag down.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-7, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe Merrimack's Colby Smith.
21. I miss it. 21 on a push.
21, that's Ryan Resendez. We spoke with him the other night.
He, too,
One of
was
the
impressive.
One of the 4 co-captains from Merrimack. Smart kid on his way to Rockhurst University out in Kansas City. So he'll play next year. And he's got that platinum blonde dyed hair. Very easy to identify once the helmets come off.
In fact, I'm going to steal his game points from what he said the other night. And he mentioned possession. They need to possess the ball and keep it away from Bishop Guertin, and that is so true.
Bouvier is going to ring the bell. That went off the crossbar. It's going to roll out of bounds. Meanwhile, the penalty is about to expire. And Resendez comes back on. Shot off the face mask of the goaltender. Tremblay was down on his knees for a moment. His third save is unconventional. His fourth is by the belt.
Wow. Wow.
Well, we saw Concord in the quarterfinals hang around in the first half against Bishop Guertin, largely in part to the Crimson goaltender's 12 saves. So
yeah, that's Kuiper, and he's good. That kid's good.
Yeah. Bishop Guertin able to blow that game open in the third quarter on their way to a 22-5 win. Shot and score for Bouvier. Another future Holy Cross Crusader lighting the lamp upstairs, and now with less than 4 minutes gone by, it's 3-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, that can kind of deflate you a little bit. Tremblay comes up with 4 great saves in a row, and then a big blast about 15 yards out kind of silences that. But, they got to be ready, and they got to be willing to press out on these guys.
Cardinals have had the early advantage at the X and in the ground ball category. Zeman winner. Zeman down the middle. Zeman shot bouncer off the crossbar. It's going to fly high in the sky near side. And a shoveling play by Alex Dumont. The junior on his way to Loyola is going to keep it with Bishop Guertin. Good heads-up play there by the youngster. And now the Cardinals will settle in looking for a 4-0 lead. Some talk here amongst the Tomahawk defense. BG's got their second midfield line on the field for the first time.
Yes, they do.
It's Micah Dunsmore going low. Another save. His freshman. Impressive early with 5 saves.
Yes, he is.
The outlet, though, is off target.
Oh.
Ground ball ends up with the Cardinals, but we have him offsides.
He was right. Yep, that's Tim McCaffrey. He's the senior official here, and he called that offsides correctly.
And now a delay of game is going to be called.
Yep.
It's going to go against Bishop Guertin's Finn Moran, the junior defenseman on his way to Siena.
I don't think we've seen a delay of game penalty all season, and we've had 2 of them tonight.
Yeah, saw one earlier in the Astros win over Exeter. All right, Merrimack trying to get to work for just the second time. It's their second trip on the attack with now 5 minutes gone by. Resendez given plenty of room here in no man's land just outside the 30. Overhand pass for Connor
nice
Dunn.
dodge.
Back to Resendez. Shot won't get through, though. Off the defender to the long pole with a good play. And a good outlet as well there by Brady Dumont. No, that's not Brady Dumont. The pole is Dylan Young. Meanwhile, another whistle.
Yeah, I think that shot from Merrimack hit.
There's a player shaken up.
Yeah, hit
it's Canaway.
Canaway in the chest.
Well, he's going to jog off the field, which is a good sign and get a round of applause from the Cardinal fans. Speaking of the fans, not quite as big of a crowd as we saw earlier for Pinkerton Exeter, but still a very formidable size crowd with teams being supported from both schools. Merrimack, their fans off to our right behind the Tomahawk bench in their traditional blue and white. The Cardinals, their fans are here, of course, in green and gold off to our left.
Yeah, and they travel well, obviously, and this is kind of a new experience for the Tomahawks and their fans. So they don't quite have the contingent following them as they will down the road, but still a good house.
Yep. Near the midway point, first quarter. Good board, a good dodge. Orion shot set aside again. It's 6 and counting now for Tremblay. Merrimack, though, having trouble on the clear. Off the bounce, it's Trent Jackson. And now up ahead, they have numbers. Forbes, left side. Shot. Goes wide. Kyle Dunn, a decent look there. Meanwhile, a foot race is going to give this to Merrimack. Cardinals made it close there, though.
Yeah, he made it close, and Coach Solms down there at the end of the bench was doing his please referee dance.
That's longtime assistant Luke Solms, along with Cody Marquis and the two Cameron sons, round out the Cardinal staff. 5.5 to go, first quarter, 3-0 BG. Forbes, going to shake and bake. Tough shot there, swallowed up.
Well, they had a
good save there. Oh, sorry, Roger.
No, I was just going to say Merrimack had a good transition attack there and a nice little subtle offense.
First save for Zach Connerty. Goaltender get a piece of that?
No, I think that went off the back of 27, Casey.
It's Colby Smith.
Or Colby,
defender,
I'm sorry. Yeah, not Casey.
Yeah, it was either the pole or the defender. But Cardinals sniping here early on. They've had a number of shots. 3 goals to show, working on a fourth here with inside of 5 minutes first quarter.
Well, Tremblay's got as many saves in this quarter that that Michaud had, that LeBlanc had in the fourth.
Yeah, LeBlanc was outstanding, preserving the 13-12 win for Pinkerton, kept the Blue Hawks off the board over the final 5+ minutes. Down to 4.5 here, a patient possession for Bishop Guertin, and now a shot and a score. The Kevin Broderick, junior midi?
He did.
No, 16.
16.
My apologies. That's Connor Hughes, the senior midi. And we're used to seeing him do some things like that. The step down, came in with some speed upstairs to beat the freshman goalie.
Yeah, and we're kind of getting a little bit of a scout report here on Tremblay as things develop. He's rising to the occasion on the tough stuff, but the high risers, as they say, that are clear shots, seem to be a little more difficult for him. So watch BG to start trying to do a little more perimeter game here and not look to the crease as much and see if they can just fire away.
More substitutions for Bishop Guertin. As Coach Cameron said, recent years they've really been deep. Comfortable with rolling in some of those reserves, and overall his team has had advantages in terms of depth, and that obviously has factored into their success over the last, really 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Coach Cameron's first season was 2004. First title came a year later in 2005. First of 11. 3.5 to go. There's a cut, there's a shot, and there's a score. Nice pass over the top. Gabord able to handle it high. Shoot with that downhill motion. Make it 5-0 BG.
Yeah, nice play by Timmy Kiley. We've seen him in that spot occasionally. That BC game, he shined being in the invert position at X, and now he's out here on the wing feeding cross crease to Gabord. Just a nice patient offensive set there by the Cardinals. They didn't really have to do anything fancy there.
Vasquez back at the X for Bishop Guertin, but this one goes to Merrimack. A good play on the wing by Jackson. Canaway hounding him up that far sideline. Jackson going to step on the gas. Runs out of real estate, going to swing this thing behind the cage. Little dump pass from Maxwell Giles, the sophomore attack. A lot of sophomores, Roger, on this club. Again, he's got a loaded senior class, but the future looks bright as well.
Nice check.
A lot of youngsters cutting their teeth in real time. Meanwhile, this one is kicked. Still loose. Merrimack's Kyle Dunn thought he had it. In the end, it's the future Hofstra Pride defenseman Colin Rourke who gets to it, the senior.
Your alma mater.
Yep. Looking forward to have him on board.
Yeah.
He's been one of BG's better defenders for the better part of the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, you mentioned the depth. I mean, it must have been tough for Coach Cameron to get down to his playoff roster of 30. I think that's the number you're allowed to have during the playoffs. But his roster that we've been working from all year was 50. So he had to step aside 20 kids to get to his playoff roster.
Yep.
And they're still very deep, obviously.
Shot ended up wide. And now Romello Hyde is going to get
He broke his stick.
a replacement. Yeah, he broke his stick. A long pole sub, Gavin Hickey, has come on, the freshman, at least momentarily, until they can get Hyde situated.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, Romello Hyde, he is their top defender. They took him off of close defense every time the Bulldogs were on offense, and he basically face-guarded Bennett Matthews, and Bennett still had 3 goals the other night, but he did very well. Wow, this kid's getting all kinds of saves, Nick.
Another save.
Off his freaking arm there. Wow.
Here's another one.
Yeah,
His vision may have been screened there. A couple of defenders in the way.
Yeah.
Didn't matter for Brady Dumont.
Yeah.
Hard to pick up on his release, even if you can see it.
Yeah.
And that one, no chance. It's 6-0.
And, Mason, I hope you got just a short memory here, because that was just a screenshot. He never saw that. And it was a great placement, 5-hole. What can you say?
6-0 as we move inside of 2 minutes remaining. There's our old friend Tom King, the Nashua Telegraph, and ETV.
Oh.
It's a big game when he's in the house. Meanwhile, this is Forbes doing a good job scooping that one up and then avoiding 2 Cardinal defenders to give Merrimack possession.
The one thing that the Tomahawks did exceptionally there is that they lost the whistle and they lost the face-off, but they were right on top of Paulo, and they got the ball back. And this is something that Exeter did not do very well in the first game. They did not pressure off the face-off very well.
Coach Cameron with a word with Vasquez as he came off the field.
That's the second time he's had words with Vasquez coming off the field. When he had that pinch and pop there in the violation, he wasn't happy, and he put Zeman out there.
Yeah, he's used both well all season. He called it the 2-headed monster.
Yeah, Zeman had an exceptional fourth quarter in that BC game.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he
may have turned the tide.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Merrimack, one eye on the clock here, perhaps, as we hit 30 seconds. Tomahawks trying to end the first quarter on a high note and get on the board. Tough angle shot. Overhand release there by Connor Dunn, set aside. It was Connor Dunn who had the game winner in overtime that set off what his teammate Jackson Forbes called the best bus ride of his life on the way home across town lines from Bedford to Merrimack. Down to 10 seconds. Good play here by Alex Dumont. Able to produce the turnover. Dumont, his other brother from midfield, is going to fire. And that'll do it for the first quarter here in Exeter. 6-0. The 2-time defending champions, showing you why through 12 minutes. Back to Bill Ball Stadium in just a moment. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I Semifinals. Right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here in Exeter. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. 6-0 is the Bishop Guertin lead over Merrimack. The Cardinals in the hunt for a third straight state title. No problem through 12 minutes of play as they have 5 different players combined for the 6 goals.
Yeah, and I got to tell you that could have been a lot worse if it weren't for Mason Trombley, the freshman goaltender. For what I saw of him this season, like I said, he wasn't the most mobile goalie out there, but he's got a good set of eyes apparently, and anything in tight he was really good about. And the stuff that was outside that were pretty good rockets, he had a little more difficulty with. But impressed so far by what I saw out of the goaltender.
He's got 7 saves through 12 minutes, which is obviously an unsustainable pace, but maybe not.
Maybe
when
not.
You consider all the rockets he's expected to see tonight.
No, I remember my son Matthew played when he was at Keene. He played Tufts over at Keene, and I think he had 29 saves in the game.
Wow.
He didn't get the school record, but it was it's possible. I mean, you can just keep racking them up.
Yeah.
You see the ball, you're seeing it right. It's like hitting for the cycle. If you're seeing the ball right.
Meanwhile, Coach Miller giving the green light for Connor Dunn, but easier said than done against Bobby Canaway, who's with him step for step. Now a short pass intended for Jackson was tipped, recovered, though, by Merrimack.
That's the
Tomahawks will stay in attack mode here.
Yeah, my apologies. This is the matchup they want, though. Their highest scoring offensive player against a short stick. And he's just trying. He's trying.
Canaway making it tough. Meanwhile, Forbes going to get swallowed up on that low release. No problem for Zach Connerty, who's been Bishop Guertin's main starter in net for now 3 years and running.
Yeah, which was why that Will Murphy start in the Boston College high school game was such a surprise. But Will Murphy had a very good game.
He did. Very talented core. There's really 4 goaltenders that Coach Cameron said could really start pretty much anywhere else. He's got a good problem to have in net, and Connerty maybe the most experienced of the 4. Meanwhile, a pass in the middle is dropped, and Romello Hyde is right there. He's got a new long stick after breaking the original back in the first quarter. He's trying to clear it himself, but the ball betrays him. Ends up on the ground. Emerson Warren is the man on the spot for Bishop Guertin, who collects the ground ball, the senior attack. He's going to get rid of it. Gabord now. He's going to slow this thing down to a crawl on the far wing as BG gets their personnel right with now 2 minutes gone by second quarter. Gabord, Bouvier, shot and score. Well, that one looked easy. May have been a defensive breakdown there, as Bouvier was left wide open for his second goal, and the lead extends to 7-0.
Yeah, you got that right. There was just a little bit of ease in the middle there, and it was from Romello Hyde. Just a little late getting there, and you can't leave Bouvier open like that. You just can't.
Connor Bouvier on his way to Holy Cross. One of several commits on this Bishop Guertin roster. Another win for Vasquez, as that combination is produced more often than not in this first half at the X for Bishop Guertin.
Yeah, they're getting back on track here.
Cardinals getting some new guys onto the field as well.
Yeah, we don't even have 37 on the roster.
Got Emerson Warren out there for the first time. Mike Matashevsky, senior on the way to Bentley, getting some time here. Meanwhile, shot on the run Comes from Owen King, the freshman attackman. A look on net there that sails wide. BG, though, will keep it here with now 3 minutes gone by second quarter.
Yeah, 37 is Camden Hayden, freshman midfielder that did not come across the NHIAA playoff roster, but he is on the regular season roster.
Near side, Maniszewski took his eye off it. Ball loose, and now it's anybody's guess out in front of the cage. Whistle's going to call a hold. And Merrimack going to have to play defense here a little bit longer as BG is allowed to keep it. 7-0 Cardinals, 6 of the 7 in that first quarter. Bouvier with 2, Gabord with 2 to lead the way for BG. Gabord will play for Army next year. We know about the success that program has had recently at the NCAA level.
Certainly. Yeah, lost by 1 to Penn State in the quarters.
Former Bishop Guertin players on the roster right now. Shot wide. Nobody to contest Kiley behind the cage. BG will keep it here with nearly 4 minutes in.
Yeah, certainly New Hampshire players are making their names out there in the collegiate lacrosse world.
Boys and girls, really. Especially over the last handful of years.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a game of catch is going to set up Lorendo, but he's jammed up on the release. A good close out there by the Merrimack pole, Ryan DeBeaucourt. DeBeaucourt, the senior.
Big body.
Yeah.
Big
Came
body.
charging at the shooter and got a piece of the stick.
Him and Romello Hyde take up some space, and they're fast, too.
Yeah. Athletes, for sure. In Hyde's case, last fall, it was a game on the gridiron where he carried the football 50 times out of the backfield, which is still several months later hard for me to believe.
Was that game played back in the 50s or the 40s? Nice movement.
It was the fall of 22.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
Romello Hyde.
Oh, off the post.
Here's one off the post. It's going to ricochet all the way across midfield.
Nice play.
Little scoop and a little shoulder shrug from the player who made the play. That's Finn Moran.
Kind of came right to him.
Yeah. Imagine he had a smile on his face behind that mask. Shot upstairs. Boy, he's got about as powerful of a step-down shot as anybody, Connor Gabord.
Yeah, his release is, like Bouvier, has got a quick release. He doesn't waste any time.
Comes out with some steam, too. He's got 2 goals in this first half. Nearing the midway point, second quarter, BG in cruise control right now. A comfortable 7-0 advantage on the board.
There it is.
6 of those came in the first quarter. There's
Big
another
save.
one that rings the bell. Tremblay got a piece of that as he continues to pile up saves. Lorendo right at his chest. That one deflected. Another save. Trying to poke it ahead was Hickey near side, but never quite had it, and the Cardinals will keep it. Another ground ball to BG. Meanwhile, Brady Dumont, extra feed.
Oh,
no
nice.
look pass. Gabord upstairs
And he
goes
missed it.
wide. Lorendo.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think he's kind of checking over his right shoulder to see how the coaching staff took it.
Well, that was a good play, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a wasted shot.
Right. The shot was a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a good pass as well. Meanwhile, a timeout is going to be called here by Merrimack. Coach Brian Miller wants to chat as we hit the midway point, second quarter. Bishop Guertin out in front, 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what we expected. Coach Cameron probably has something to say right about now, too. I mean, he's seeing his offense getting chances, and instead of putting it in the back of the net, they're trying to place it. And I think they've probably had 5 shots that have gone wide in just this one possession, which is not like them. They like to be efficient, and they like to capitalize on the openings that they have, and that's really what this game is all about, is getting better for the next time.
As we can see, 2 different huddles going on down there with Coach Cameron's assistants addressing players in each huddle.
That's
very compartmentalized, so to speak, from an organizational standpoint.
Yeah, that's pretty traditional for his teams to do that. In fact, the prior timeout by Merrimack, Coach Cameron just stood back, and the offense didn't even have a coach in the huddle. The offense kind of policed themselves and strategized themselves.
That's obviously a luxury for any coach to have. I mean, obviously you want the trusted adults in the room, so to speak, the other members of the coaching staff. But when you have mature players that can do a lot of that work for you, it makes your life that much easier, right?
It's part of the program, and it's part of the discipline that he runs with his teams, the expectations. He treats them like adults.
Right.
And if you're out of line, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And you might be one of that, 20 people that don't make the playoff roster. I mean, that's pretty much tradition for him.
All right, inside of 6 minutes until halftime, BG a 7-0 lead, hoping to make it 8-0 here, coming out of the timeout. Here's the cutter, here's the shot, and there's another save. Wow. Keep adding them up, Roger. What's he up to now?
He's up to 9.
Yeah.
9 and 3 posts.
Meanwhile, it's Hyde. Trying to change direction. The running back is going to draw a flag. Got hit from both sides there at midfield. Managed to get the ball away anyway. And now Forbes zigzagging on the far wing, trying to shake off Rourke. First Cardinal penalty coming up here as we head towards 5 minutes to go, second quarter. This one gets away from Connor Dunn. Canaway's ground ball will bring the whistle. Got a slash, I think, against Gabord.
Yeah, slash against Gabord.
So a minute going to be put up on the board here. Coach Cameron is not pleased.
I would not be either, regardless of the score.
He's got something to say to Mike Ponto, the sophomore attackman. It's actually Ponto, not Gabord, who's going to take the penalty, so that makes sense. The sophomore down on his left knee in the box. So here's Merrimack on the EMO. But as good of an opportunity as you're going to get on the board. Shot.
No.
Score.
Outside.
No?
Outside.
Oh, okay. I saw the twine ripple as the shot hit the side of the goal. How about the clear here? Long pole, rather, was thinking about the shot. Thought better of it as Alex Dumont able to pull it back in the end, and now BG bringing that second midfield line back out as we head towards 4 minutes.
Yeah, this is
about to kill off the penalty as well with 10 seconds going.
Exactly.
Back door. One more. Doorstep. And that one, a big bouncer, goes over the top of the net. Jacob Karen, future St. Anselm Hawk, had his eyes, I'm sure, wide on that one. BG again will keep it. We're inside of 4 minutes. Been stuck on 7-0 since about 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So a bit of a drought by the Cardinal standards.
And it's not like they're not trying to put the ball in the net. They're
Right.
just they're missing, and Tremblay's standing tall.
Yep. Taking good care of the ball so far. In the middle,
Great
big
collapse.
hit. And a timeout is called by Bishop Guertin. Well, they got it in the middle of the zone, but it seemed like it collapsed around him. Probably a good timeout here to preserve the possession.
I don't think he's very happy. I think this might be a different huddle this time. Well, it's just interesting to see how teams and coaches react after certain ways of playing. And you said it right there. This is not generally how BG produces their stats out there on the field right now. And I'm sure he's not happy. I mean,
well, you got to give credit where it's due, and that's right on the shoulders of the freshman goaltender Mason Tremblay.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got 9 saves, and not for him, this thing could be really lopsided. 3:29 to go, still some time before halftime.
Well, I think that's what I'm saying is that, you got a freshman goalie in there. He's got 9-10 saves, and you've missed the net just in this quarter alone probably 8 or 9 times on shots. And so, where would they be if those things had been different? So,
but from an optimist's perspective, if you're a Cardinal fan, I suppose you like the caliber of shots, by and large, that PG has gotten.
Yes.
No?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why they're not hitting the net, and it's a combination of being, overconfident and not taking good takes, or just a defense that's really getting in their face, which I'm seeing a little bit of that. That last play that called the timeout, you had 3 defenders collapsing on the crease attackman.
6 of the Cardinals' first 7 goals came in that first quarter. We hit the final 3 minutes before halftime. Coming up at halftime as this pass is off target and turned over to Merrimack. We'll recap the first half, stats, highlights, analysis, and an out-of-town scoreboard as well, as there's 3 different state semifinals going on at the same time, including 3 that took place earlier. So we'll get all the scores, including a recap of Exeter-Pinkerton as well. So a lot to get to coming up at halftime. This one is intercepted.
They had to do that because they
about to run out of time.
Yeah.
Taken away by Finn Moran. Moran, little touch pass. Going around the cage as Caleb Young finds a trailer, and there's the finish. Brady Dumont. He's got that sweeping shot that's pretty to watch. 8-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Tomahawks could not get that clear going to make it a clean pass out of their zone, and this is what happens. And they they tried their best to get back, but they just could not do it.
Yeah, Hyde, good effort on the recovery, but by then the wheels were in motion.
Yeah,
Dumont second. Cardinals get their first goal in nearly 7 minutes and extend the lead to now 8-0. Back for more. They're going to try and spread Merrimack out here.
Merrimack's going to stay in zone, though, and they're just going to let them play perimeter for a little while.
Kylie, a spin move.
Oh.
Going to the net. Another save. Goaltender gets a piece, comes out of the cage now. And a good job by Kylie to keep it at this end for Bishop Guertin.
Ooh.
Young, a spin move. Avoids the defender. Picked up on the switch by the long pole, Dubocourt. And we got the final 100 seconds. Shot, score, it's Kylie. Well, he's usually the shortest player on the field, but he's far from the least productive. He finds ways to get it done, whether it's getting other guys involved or calling his own number as he does here to make it 9-0.
Yeah, and we just talk about Kylie all the time in these games. He's a spark plug. He finds his spots. Watch him go on a run now. We've said that many times this year.
Of course, his younger sister is a member of the girls' team. 2 older brothers came through the program, and Tim himself is going to continue on at Sacred Heart next season. All right, this is a good play for Merrimack if they can hold on to it. Hyde, again, it just pops out of his stick. Meanwhile, a flag is thrown from behind the play.
Illegal body check.
Yeah, somebody was high with the elbow there, it looked like. So a minute. It's going to go up on the board here against Kyle Dunn, senior co-captain, with a minute 14 remaining before the break. First EMO for BG. It's 1 penalty now each way.
Yeah, in this quarter.
Is that right?
Yeah, we had 2 in the first. Yeah, each team had a...
That's right.
Yeah.
Good movement here. Cardinals will take the clock down inside of a minute. Step down, shot, and score. Gabord. He's got a first half hat trick as he goes upstairs for the EMO goal with just 51 seconds remaining.
Well, what can you say? They run a very efficient extra man offense. Merrimack didn't need to close out this quarter and this half a man down, especially where they haven't put anything up on the board. So that one really hurts.
Yeah, now 3 goals, Roger, in the last 95 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that timeout obviously did the Cardinals some good.
Final 45 seconds. Bodies on the ground. And ultimately it's Forbes who gets to the ball on the turf, and then it's bobbled in front of the net. And then somehow it ends up with Bishop Guertin's Emerson Warren, who's going to find his way to score his first goal right out in front of the cage there, 11-0.
I mean, that's just heartbreaking to see that. I mean, they've been doing very well, the Tomahawks, that is, in tying up, whether it's Zeman or Vasquez at the face-off circle. They're holding their own. They won that face-off,
right,
and then they can't control the ball, and they get just a garbage goal out of the Cardinals. Just deflating.
When it rains, it pours, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Good effort here, though. Hyde still going hard. You see Trent Jackson in the mix. But in the end, another ground ball is given to BG, and now with 20 seconds, they're threatening to add another. Pass up ahead. Canaway wants one. He's got it. Well, pedal to the metal as the Cardinals continue to push that advantage. They get the shot they wanted near the cage yet again, and it's now 12-zip.
Yeah, and you can just see the air come out of the Tomahawks after that flubber goal right before then, and that's what killed them there. They just got back slowly, and boom, boom. Couple passes, and
now the lead is up to 12, Roger, and that is significant.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
because
is.
as we know, the mercy rule, the running clock rule, whatever you want to call it, that comes into play in the second half if the gap is 12. Final 10 seconds. BG looking for another. Canaway. Not going to get that one from straight away. A good save by Tremblay. Outlet is bobbled, and that'll do it. Bishop Guertin, your back-to-back Division I state champs on the hunt for a third straight. Showing you how it's done through 24 minutes. It's a 12-0 lead. Despite the best efforts of the man we showed on the screen a moment ago, Mason Tremblay, the freshman goaltender, has been as good as it gets, but just too much. BG, 12-zip Cardinals at the half.
Well, the rest of the Tomahawk team ought to be giving their playoff share of the big paycheck they're going to get to Mr. Tremblay, because he has kept them respectable in this game. And although the clock is going to run when the whistle starts in the second half, he's done his part.
Yeah.
He really has.
And we know that Merrimack's going to go out swinging, so to speak.
Indeed.
The best effort, regardless of the score. But BG, led by, I suppose, they were led by Connor Gabord in that first half due to the 3 goals, but really a team effort as they look good really on both ends of the field.
A veritable smorgasbord of offensive power.
Yeah. All right, we'll break it all down in just a moment. Full recap, stats, highlights, out-of-town scores, which includes, a recap of the game on this field earlier between Pinkerton and Exeter. Portsmouth in a little bit of trouble in D2.
A little tease.
And, of course, there was a battle earlier between Pelham and Campbell that we need to get to. Plus the scores that are going on right now. So a lot to break down and unpackage, and it comes your way momentarily. Halftime here in Exeter. Bishop Guertin, a big lead, 12-0 over Merrimack. You are watching coverage of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinals. Right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Halftime here in Exeter. Bishop Guertin, a strong first half. They've got a shutout cooking. 12-0 is the Cardinal lead over Merrimack here in Exeter. Nick Anastas along with Roger Howe, second part of our semifinal doubleheader. Bishop Guertin, the top seed overall, in the hunt for a third straight Division I state championship, undefeated against in-state competition, part of a 15-3 overall record. They score 6 goals in the first quarter, 6 more in the second. Led by senior Connor Gabord, who has 3 goals to lead the way. His classmate Connor Bouvier has 2 of his own. And the BG defense limited Merrimack's attack to just 2 official shots on goal, a couple of saves for Zach Connerty. Merrimack, they've been kept in the game by their freshman goaltender, Mason Tremblay, who has unofficially 11 saves at halftime to at least keep it somewhat close. But Merrimack, they're going to face really 2 enemies in the second half, Bishop Guertin and a running clock, which will be triggered now that it's a 12-goal deficit in the second half.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Tomahawks, you come out of the locker room and you play it quarter by quarter here, obviously, but you want to make a showing. You know you got a running clock going. You know this game is going to move even faster than it did in the first half. But you want to make a respectable showing here. You want to possess the ball a little bit, just like we said at the beginning, and the young man from Merrimack said that on the show on Monday night. Possess the ball, control it. Don't be your own worst enemy by, dropping the ball and doing some of the things that they did there in that first half and losing possession. But pop a couple goals in here. The defense is, they let up 12 goals, but Tremblay, he's got to be feeling good about himself. And And, the offense needs to do the same here and, come out of this with a respectable score.
Earlier today, saw a thriller on this field, and the other side of the Division I bracket is Pinkerton. Gets back to the state championship for the first time in 4 years following a 13-12 victory over Exeter. In Division II earlier today, their semifinals taking place down in Nashua at Stello Stadium. Derryfield, they got the win over St. Thomas. What was that final, Roger?
10-3.
10-3. So Derryfield is back in the Division II championship. Not many surprised by that news. No. But this may surprise you. Defending champion Portsmouth, they've got all they can handle right now with Wyndham. 5-4 is the Clipper lead at halftime at Stello Stadium. So the Jaguars hoping for an upset if they can knock out the two-time defending Division II champion Portsmouth Clippers.
Yeah, and where did Wyndham come from? I mean, they were secretly and steadily, took off about 2/3 of the way into the season and really started to dominate things.
Got hot. They've won 9 of their last 11 overall. This one is broken up. Hyde on a charge to the net. Connerty, though, is the last man standing. It's not Connerty. It's a new goaltender. I apologize. Will Murphy, the junior, is in. And that's, I believe, JJ's younger brother, correct?
Boy, that's a good question. I think it is, actually.
Well, they're both going to Bryant.
Yep,
they're both named Murphy.
Yeah,
And
2
by
for
the
1
way,
deal.
I see Mrs. Murphy in the stands down here as well.
Oh,
so
there you go. Yeah.
2 and 2 together. But Will Murphy, how about the save there, Roger, to preserve the shutout?
And Romello almost had a goal. I mean,
Yeah.
He stood tall. Murphy was right there. He was a little too in close and in his offhand, but Romello could have sparked things right off the bat here as a defender getting the first goal for Merrimack.
Hyde's another player went all out in that first half for Merrimack.
Yeah, both him and De Beaucourt, they both played very well, and even Gavin Hickey had a pretty good couple of plays there. Both he and De Beaucourt got hit by shots several times.
Yeah, sacrificing the body. A couple of big bodies defensively that will be missed.
Yeah,
after graduation.
Stuff like that. You can't afford to lose the ball like that on an errant pass.
Good clear here. Full sprint. Down the middle. Shot from Gabord is wide. Gabord 3 goals in that first half to lead the way. Started just 26 seconds into the game. Aiden Lorendo made it 1-0. Gabord got his first just seconds later. Connor Bouvier made it 3-0. Connor Hughes made it 4-0. Connor Gabord made it 5-0. Is there another first name besides Connor? Yes, there is. Brady Dumont. He scored at the tail end of the first quarter, 6-0. Bouvier picks up things from there at the beginning of the second quarter, 7-0, 2 minutes in. Cardinals. Dumont's second made it 8-0. Tim Kiley on a nice contested goal made it 9-0. Gabord's hat trick came on the EMO with less than a minute remaining before halftime. 10-0 Cardinals. They punch in 2 more in the tail end of that second quarter as we see another save here by Murphy. Emerson Warren got himself in the right place at the right time to make it 11-0. And then with 16 seconds left, Bobby Canaway, who, by the way, has played pretty well both ways here for BG, gets a rare goal to make it 12-0. And that is where we still are, now 3 minutes into this third quarter.
Yeah, and I think I started to say in the first half about Canaway, he's been predominantly a defensive midfielder, but he's one of those old school guys that out of the midfield that can go both ways. He can score.
Yeah.
And he's an opportunist, and, he gets his chances, much like a Fogo would. In the case of Cole Frank, who had 3 goals in that first game, they take it, and they know how to put the ball in the back of the net.
Good athlete as well, a member of the basketball team. And again, as you mentioned, seemingly has gotten a bigger and bigger piece of the pie, so to speak, in terms of responsibilities as the season has gone on. This pass gets underneath Micah Dunsmore. Hyde is there, and here he comes.
Nice play.
Going to pump the brakes just shy of the 50 and then bring it across.
Oh.
Now he's got his eye on the cage. The long pole is going to try a bouncer. Goes over the top, out of play, and Bishop Guertin's going to get to it.
You know what? I don't blame him for taking that shot right there. He that's his third attempt upfield this quarter, and the prior one where he steamboat up the middle or to the side, and he passed to the middle. The attackman missed it. So he's doing his part out there. I think that's probably my quick calculation. That's his 6th ground ball.
Yeah.
Man, he's got a game going.
There's the other pole, Ryan DeBeaucourt. Undercut, lost it. Good defensive play by, is that Mike Ponto out there?
13. Morin.
13's Finn Morin, excuse me. Tough to tell with those white letterings on the gold jerseys. I hope Coach goes to the green on Sunday, but we'll see.
Well, I don't think so. He's going to be a 1 seed, so he's got his choice.
They don't have any white jerseys, huh?
They used to.
They did.
They used to, but I agree with you. I mean, especially with the lights and the chrome and all that.
Just tough. Tough life of a broadcaster up here.
Well, yeah, especially when you're
got to find things to complain about here. 5 minutes gone. Bouvier going to jog here. Going to sidestep, going to shimmy shake, but no shot is available. Pulls it back out, and the Cardinals' patient possession continues. Same score as we had at half, 12-0. Laurendo comes into the party, shot off the pole again. Heard that bell ring 4 times.
Indeed.
But guess what? Another ground ball is going to extend the possession, and that leads to that. Brady Dumont, his 3rd. Over the shoulder of the goaltender to make it 13-0, and that clock continuing to roll towards the midway point, 3rd quarter.
Was that Brady?
I believe so.
Well, old guy eyes here.
Yeah, don't trust me either.
Oh, my God, dude. I
thought it was.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was Brady. Yep.
So that's number 3.
Number 3.
And that ties him with the team lead with his classmate Connor Gabor. Are they classmates? No. Dumont is a junior on his way, by the way,
He's a junior,
to Villanova.
Yeah, my old stomping grounds. Great campus. Great.
I like the stadium there.
Stadium is awesome there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of glass in the press box.
Yep.
This one is out of bounds.
Yep. Right on the main line of Philly. Right. Lots to do. Subway stations right there right across the street from the stadium. You can go right into downtown Philly and get a cheesesteak and
there you go.
Go to Gino's or Steve's.
Yeah. Spin move.
Oh, he should have shot
Back door. Forbes wasn't quite ready as it pokes out of his stick head. And then the ground ball ends up with Bishop Guertin's Dylan Young.
Yeah, you know what? What you just said just kind of resonated. The Merrimack is a team that's just not ready. They're not ready, and this is going to pay off in dividends for them down the road. Getting this experience against the best team, 22nd best team in the country, quite frankly,
right?
Is just going to pay off in dividends, and the future's still looking really bright for the
Very
Tom
bright.
Hawks.
They got a lot coming back. They graduate, obviously, some key pieces, including each of their 4 captains, but plenty to build on, including the kid in net. But more importantly, again, they were in a similar boat at the end of last year, graduating 17 seniors. Coach Miller admitted wasn't quite sure what they had until the season started, and so, the wins kept piling up. They end up at 10-5, and they come up with, Coach Miller's words, not mine, the program's biggest win in that quarterfinal overtime victory over Bedford.
Yeah, and I agree with him 100%.
So he's got a program.
He's got a program, and, I know he has talked about the youth program in Merrimack.
Yeah.
Much like the Bedford program and others, it took a dip, and we kind of see that on occasion at the youth level. He's got his staff and his tentacles in there. Ooh, nice play.
That's a good shot.
We were just saying.
Owen King.
Yeah.
Speaking of the future, he's a freshman. Made that look easy. 14-0 now the count.
But, as long as they're seeing this kind of success and at the same time they're taking advantage of that success Much like Exeter has done. We've done a couple of games with Exeter here, and they get the youth kids out here. Bedford does a great job of that, having a youth team play at halftime. I think the last Exeter game we did here, they actually had an autograph session with some of the players down on the sideline. It was really an event that stirs up a lot of excitement, at the youth level.
Signing autographs, that seems to be something right up your wheelhouse, given the fanfare you get usually leaving these places.
Oh, my God.
About as well known as it gets. Speaking of who's who, there's, as you mentioned earlier, Roger, plenty of NCAA coaches keeping a close eye on this one. There's media, as we know. The Telegraph represented NH High School sports. And, well, this place is going to be a madhouse Sunday, as we know. 3 straight state championships. They're going to do the D1 game first.
Yeah, I saw that. And then they're going to do 3
at 2:30.
And then 2?
Yep. So
yeah, I don't know why.
It's an afternoon affair.
I don't know.
But you can, point is, 3 straight, you can settle in, right? If you're a lacrosse junkie like yourself, that's a day made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, this past weekend was one of those weekends. You had the PLL starting up, and, man, I had a whole big to-do list to do, and I just didn't get a lot done. I was in front of the TV. Ryder Garnsey from Wolfboro, who was a Brewster Academy kid, he went to Notre Dame. He had just one of the many sick goals that guy has scored in his career. The talent in this game is just extraordinary, and I know I said that before.
Yeah,
but
you're seeing it at all levels.
Oh my God, yes.
Right, boys, girls, men's, women's.
Yeah,
the sport is exploding.
Oh, nice.
That's Murphy, ready for that one. Gobbles it up by the chin, and flicks the outlet pass to his left, and now the clear going to take place along that far sideline as we march toward the final minute of this third quarter. Cardinals have added 2 goals to their halftime total and lead here comfortably 14-0 with this running clock.
Yeah, I mean, if you follow the sport like I do, on all the social media platforms, even these little guys, these little U13ers and U11 kids, the skills they're coming out with is just insane.
Yeah.
Oh, nice play.
Yeah. That one sneaks in just below the crossbar. Is that Dumont again? Or is that Young? That's Young.
It's Young.
Caleb Young, junior midi on his way to Stony Brook, makes it 15-0.
Yeah, 5s look like 8 at my age.
Well, 5 can look like a 6 at any age.
Yeah.
Especially when it's white on gold.
Yeah, really tough.
Not to beat that dead horse.
And I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I'm colorblind too. I have great difficulty with the dark colors, especially. Yep, violation.
Forbes trying to beat the clock here with 5 seconds remaining. Merrimack has brought on Henry Tobin, one of the sophomores. Here's a shot from Jake Miller, coach's son, that won't get through as the sophomore hit a body. All right, 15-0 BG. Quick break, fourth quarter on the other side as the Cardinals look to make it official. Another trip to the state championship, most likely in the cards. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Lacrosse Division I semifinals. Right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Exeter. Bishop Guertin with a commanding lead of 15-0 over Merrimack. Nick Anastas, along with Roger Howe. The Cardinals have been in control since the opening minute, where they scored 2 goals in the first 71 seconds to set the tone and force an early Merrimack timeout. The Cardinals have not looked back since. 6 goals in the first quarter, 6 more in the second. They tack on 3 in that third quarter. And if my West High math is correct, that equals 15-0. Obviously, BG on their way here with a running clock to another state championship appearance, where BG will match up with Pinkerton. The Astros able to outlast Exeter in the first part of our semifinal doubleheader by a final score of 13-12. Roger, that sets up, get ready for this, a 12th all-time championship meeting between Bishop Guertin and Pinkerton. They met 11 times in a 15-year span between 2005 and 2019.
Yeah, a juicy matchup that has a lot of talking points for us once we get to that point this coming Sunday. Of course, an unprecedented amount of matchup times or events for these two teams. But this could also be the one where Coach Cameron ties Coach O'Reilly for the most championships in New Hampshire State Division I lacrosse.
Yeah, we touched on that earlier. Coach O'Reilly.
Oh,
there's a shot and a score. Who's that? That is Carter Jazokos, the junior attack. Showing you what he can do from straight away with 16-0 BG.
Yeah.
But to wrap up that point, Coach O'Reilly, of course, had Pinkerton competing at the club level against not only New Hampshire competition, but Massachusetts way back over 40 years ago. The NHIAA didn't sanction the sport until 1994.
Yeah.
In which case Pinkerton, at that point, won the first 4 championships and were off and running, eventually racking up that total to 12 in Coach O'Reilly's final season, which was 2019, which ironically was the last time Pinkerton was in the Division I championship game.
Yeah, that was a great game too.
Really was.
It was a great game, and then COVID hit, and we were all starved for the sport for a long time. But I'm really excited about the final game on Sunday between these two teams.
2 minutes gone, fourth quarter. Forbes trying to get his team on the board, but again is jammed up on the release. Cardinals long stick midi Ryan Kelly was there to disrupt things, and the senior eventually forces the giveaway. Meanwhile, some contact here at midfield. It's going to go unwhistled. Merrimack trying to force the ball upfield. Out of the cage goes Murphy. Going to float a rainbow pass here near side to another long pole. It's Charlie Bellavance. And the team's running back on the football team. He's got a good little touch there on that outlet pass. And now the Cardinals ready to settle back in here, nearly 3 minutes in fourth quarter, threatening to extend this 16-0 lead.
Just a quick commentary from me at the break there of the third quarter. I watched intently the Merrimack bench and the coaches, and there wasn't a head that was hung down and sad. They were upbeat. I saw Veluzzi and Kyle Dunn come over and pat the goalie Trumbley on the back, give him a couple of attaboys, and it's not you, that's a goal.
I don't know who's stopping that.
Yeah,
that came in with some force.
Is that? Yeah.
Count that one for Mike Matuszewski, the senior on his way to Bentley.
Jeez,
he's been able to contribute over the last few years, and he's going to add one here in garbage time to make it 17-zip.
Yeah, another NE10 player.
Right.
Yeah, and by the way, you may know more about this than I'm about to say, but
I doubt it.
Oh, well, I don't know. You're a football guy too. Romello Hyde, he's going to Franklin Pierce. Is he going there for football? Because they now have a football program, right?
I would hope so, because he is made to play football for sure.
He's out there on the face-off right now.
Yeah. Doing a little bit of everything, including snatching that ground ball, which now is 7 and counting, right, Roger?
Yeah.
A little too physical there, though, in the aftermath. Whistled for a push. that'll keep it here with BG.
But, back to my comment. The Brian Miller had every one of the offensive players looking at him straight on. They were paying attention. They weren't sipping water. They weren't looking out on the field. They were still in touch and in tune with the coaching staff, both defensively and offensively, and that's a great sign. And you can tell that he's just getting these guys' mindset groomed for what's happening out there on the field and what to expect as the game ends up here.
Yeah. And again, win or lose, it's been really a historic marquee campaign for the program. 10 wins in the regular season, the quarterfinal victory over Bedford, and the first ever semifinal appearance at any division.
Right.
So a lot of firsts and a lot of continued success for Coach Miller's club over the last several seasons.
Yeah, and let's not forget, we haven't talked to them a lot about it because they haven't had the ball and we haven't had a chance to really shine on any of the offensive players out there for Merrimack. But they've got several college commits out there as well. They got McCarthy going to New England College up in Henniker. Matthew Valuzzi and Trent Jackson are both committed to play MCLA club ball with UNH and Coach Houlihan up there in Durham. And Kyle Dunn, who we mentioned had a stellar game the other night against Bedford. He's going to play at New England University of New England over in Biddeford, Maine, along with Ryan Resendez, who you guys had on the Monday night show.
Yeah, he's going to go to Rockhurst, and don't forget Jackson Forbes on his way to Norwich. So
exactly, rounds out a good squad of players that. You got to be proud of the fact that Merrimack's got that many guys that are going on to secondary collegiate play.
Jackson trying to squeeze one off here, but he's pinched. Pass is broken up and taken away. Midway through fourth quarter, BG working on a shutout. 17-0. They led at the break. 12-0.
And if I could, I want to segue into one last point here about the college commits here, and that is Ryan DeBeaucourt is going to go and play lacrosse up at Plymouth State. And Plymouth State had a longtime coach, Gordy Lewis, he just passed away, and I wanted to give that family a shout out. He was actually the head coach when Steve Gaudreau played at Nashua High School when they won their championship back in the early 90s. Just a sad passing of a New Hampshire lacrosse icon and iconic coach up there at Plymouth.
Final 5 minutes. Maniszewski looking for a second. He's got it. Able to step down into that one from about 12 yards out. Maniszewski, 2 fourth-quarter goals back-to-back. Makes it now 18-0.
Yeah, and not much more to say about even the second teams coming in here.
Now this one running clock throughout the entire second half as we move inside of 4 minutes. Coming up after this one, we'll recap it and then preview Sunday's 3 championship game affair here at Bill Ball Stadium. Plus, things remain tight between Portsmouth and Wyndham in that Division II semifinal, so we'll keep you a little bit longer with that tease as we hit 3.5 to go. All right, more competing here at midfield is, guess who's in the mix? Big number 99. Again, Hyde, though, couldn't quite track it down, but
good late check.
Yep, may have forced that errant pass, which leads to a turnover as Emerson Warren fails to collect behind the cage, and Merrimack will take it as we move towards the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, and Ramello was on the face-off wing again on that prior face-off. And there he goes.
This is Hickey up the sideline. Lost the stick and the ball.
There goes the D-twig.
Pretty good play there from behind by the defender. That's Connor Hughes. Going to run wild here, right to left. Warren cycles it ahead. They look for the trail. Extra pass on the wings, closed out, and no shooting lanes. Good effort there by the Tomahawks.
Yes, indeed.
Coach Cameron's got something in mind, I think, for this one as he directs traffic from the sideline.
Ponto comes out. Gwynn comes out. That's the first time we've said his name. And again, these are youngsters. These are ninth graders, 10th graders.
Good experience, right?
Cycling them right out.
Well, the ball moves quickly no matter who's on the field, right? And that's a testament to Coach Cameron and his staff more than anything.
It's ingrained into the process from the first day of practice, third Monday of March, all during the wintertime, in indoor and captain's practices, which I guess they're not called captain's practices anymore, but
Here's Hyde. We take the clock down to 1:20. Looks up here with Caden Dine, another freshman on the field for Merrimack. Coach Miller still doing a bit of coaching here as we head towards the final minute. Merrimack hoping to get on the board, looking for something to show for their effort tonight, at least offensively. Back door, is that it? Yes, it is.
The Dunn connection.
Connor to Kyle. The two embrace there, playing their final game together. As the senior, Kyle, set to graduate. Connor will be back next year as a senior, but that's a special moment, I'd imagine, for those two.
Absolutely, and they connected several times the other night against Bedford. As we mentioned, Connor had 4 goals, including the overtime game winner, and Kyle had 3. And Kyle also had 3 assists, and they were all to Connor. So they've got some chemistry there.
Forbes has it for Merrimack, but this one is just about over as we're down to 10 seconds. Charger here from Resendez, and look out.
Yeah, he got a hold on him, but
players on both sides hit the turf there. That'll do it. Bishop Guertin, dominating wire-to-wire victory, 18-1, ends up being the final as the Cardinals steamroll their way into Sunday's championship affair against longtime rival Pinkerton. The stage is set. It'll be the top-seeded and 2-time defending champion Bishop Guertin against Pinkerton for the first time since 2019.
Indeed, and I think there's more to say as we wrap up this game about Merrimack than there is about the Cardinals. This was not unexpected, but I can't say enough of how pleased I am, having been in this sport in this state for a long, long time, to see another team in Division I make their way into the Final Four and have a bright future, and being able to compete at this level. It's good. It's all good.
Yep. All right. So the finals are set in Division I. We'll get underway at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Bishop Guertin and Pinkerton, the latest the latest chapter in that
rivalry,
long-running rivalry. Looking forward to that. We also know that Derryfield will be playing in the Division II championship. They were 10-3 winners today over St. Thomas. Portsmouth and Wyndham battling on the other side of the bracket. The top seed is the Clippers. And right now they are out in front 6-4.
At the end of the third.
At the start of the fourth quarter.
Start of the fourth, yeah. And
there you go. It could be the Jaguars in an upset, or do we get that highly anticipated regular season rematch between Portsmouth and Derryfield?
Yeah, I don't know. And let's not forget about Campbell, 8-0 winner over Pelham.
Down in D3.
Down in D3, and we're waiting for the Bo Hopkinton score. So anybody got any news out there, get on your Twitter sphere. And
either way, that Division III game should be good no matter who Campbell takes on. And same thing, I think, in D2, and we know in D1 we're going to get a battle. So set your calendar for Sunday. Settle in for a championship triple header with us here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, as we broadcast in conjunction with the NFHS Network beginning at 2 o'clock. All right, I want to thank a few folks here. Jeff Collins of the NHIAA, Don Boyle of the NFHS Network, Bill Ball here at Exeter High School.
Good to see Bill back.
Yep. And, of course, our sponsors at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, including Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, New Hampshire iPhone Repair, the New Hampshire Tomahawk, Spectrum Monthly, and Roger Howe Real Estate. Appreciate working with you.
Who dat?
And want to thank the crew as well. Our dual videographers, John Barron, up here in the booth with us. Matt Beals down in the trench on the Gorilla Cam. Appreciate that. Want to thank, of course, our director, the man behind the curtain, back in the Beals Insurance Studios, the wizard of replay, Ben Beals. And, of course, the whole operation, like a mafia boss, overseen by the big man in the big chair. That's Steve Beals. For Roger Howe, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Bishop Guertin 18, Merrimack 1. This has been a presentation of the 2020 New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS Network.